Hi, a very good evening to all of you. This is Vikas before you and you are watching Oxford English. Welcome in the present session. And before moving on in the session, I would like to say something about the session that it's all about words. Means today I am going to teach you words. Actually today I am here with 3 words and these 3 words are very common. But I often find that you guys are little bit confused regarding the use of these 3 words. But I can assure you that if you are with me till the end of this session, there will be no confusion regarding the use of these 3 words. The first question that would be in your mind this time, what are the words? So without delaying, I am going to tell you about the words, and the words are love, like and want. I think that these are very common words. You and I use these words very often, but sometimes you are confused. So now, without wasting your precious time, I want to tell you the uses of these 3 words. So now let's start. Now on the screen you can see there is a picture of bike. Actually you think that I'm going to tell you something about this bike, then you were wrong. I'm not going to tell you anything regarding this bike. Actually through this bike I'm going to produce some examples, and through examples I will make your concept clear regarding the use of these 3 words. On the screen you can see there are 3 sentences. The first is I love this bike, the second is I like this bike, and the third is I want this bike. And for your kind information, I want to tell you that these 3 sentences are different. And you would be this time little bit confused regarding the usage of these 3 sentences. But wait for some minutes, I am going to make your concept 100% clear. But to make your concept clear, I have divided this session into 2 parts. In first part, I will make your concept clear regarding I love this bike and I like this bike. And in the second part, I will make your concept clear regarding I like this bike and I want this bike. So now without wasting your time, I would like to take you in the first part. In the first part, we have 2 sentences. The first sentence is I love this bike, and the second sentence is I like this bike. But I want to make your confusion clear here that when you say I love this bike means this bike is everything to you. But when you say I like this bike means this bike is not everything to you. In other words, we can say that like is the bigger form of love. So whenever you have to represent anything in bigger sense, in that case you can use like. Otherwise, in a stronger sense, you have to use love. Suppose that you say that I love this mobile, means at any cost you want this mobile, means this mobile is everything to you. But when you say that I like this bike, here I want to tell you that this statement is bigger than the previous statement. So you have both options. It depends upon you. What are your desires, and according to your desires, according to your choice, you have to use love or like. In the second part, we have 2 statements again. The first statement, I like this bike, and the second statement is I want this bike. And I want to tell you that here there are differences between these 2 sentences. Try to understand. When you say I like this bike, it means you have experience of the bike. But when you say I want this bike, means you have no experience of the bike but you want the bike. So there is difference between I like this bike and I want this bike. In the case of like, you have experience, and in the case of want, you have no experience. So through this way, I think you can understand the difference between like and want. We have 3 sentences. I love this bike, I like this bike, and I want this bike. And now I am going to deal with these 3 sentences together. Actually, when you speak I love this bike, means this bike is everything to you. And when you speak I like this bike, this statement is bigger than the first statement. But you must remember one thing, that in the case of I like this bike, you have experience of the bike. And the third statement, I want this bike, in this case you have no experience of the bike, but when you speak I want this bike means you have desire to have this bike. So if you go to use these 3 sentences in this way, I think there will never be any type of mistake. So must remember these things before using these 3 words. Through this example, I am going to make your concept 100% clear regarding the use of love, like and want. On the screen you can see a person is riding a bike, and suppose that you have to express your ideas regarding this picture. What will you say? You can say I love riding a bike, I like riding a bike, and I want riding a bike. But the question comes here that which is the best statement and what are the differences between these sentences. So listen to me very carefully. When you speak the statement I love riding a bike, it means riding a bike is everything to you. When you say that I like riding a bike, this statement is bigger than the first statement. And in this case, one thing you can say that you have any experience of riding a bike. But come to the third statement. When you say I want riding a bike, here it says that this statement shows that you have no experience of riding a bike, but you have desire to ride a bike. So whenever you have to use these three words, love, like and want, you have to use in this way. And if you go to use these words in this way, I think there will never be any type of mistake. So use these three words